Yeah, babe, I can make it back in about an hour or so. Hold you close against my skin. Need a little warmth, going not so cold. Singing songs you used to sing. One's about the lady in a long black veil. Should have seen the warning signs. Lord, I love you. I am lonesome, hard and strong. Even if it was a little out of tune. Harder than socks on Jersey Giant. Lord, I thought you were hungry. I left town when we were over, 'cause it didn't feel the same. Every back road had a memory. Every memory held your name. Alright, today we are going to do Jersey Giant by Tyler Childers. It's a really, really fun song. There's a lot of covers of it. There's only like one YouTube version I've ever heard that's him doing it. You know, he wrote it, but he's never like formally produced it. But it's a really, really cool song, and it's pretty simple. Really what makes the song cool is the licks in between it that we're going to go through. The song is, I would say, an easy song, kind of a beginner song, especially to work on your like strumming and chord changes, so it's a really good one. So I would highly recommend this, and then you can add kind of that intermediate kind of licks that go along with it, okay? So the entire song is predicated on 4 chords, and then the only time it ever changes is in the bridge. That's why in the little demo there I did the bridge instead of going through the verses, because they're the same from verse to chorus. So here it goes. We need a G, to a D, to an A minor, to a C. That's all the song is, the whole time. And then the bridge, where he says, I left town when we were over, we've got an A minor to a C, an A minor to a C, an A minor to a D7. Then we're going to add this, which would be our pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Get back into the chorus. So that's the song, all right? And the strum patterns. You could just strum it straight through, and you'd sound fine. But we're gonna look at some of the licks that go in there. So if you just want to stop there and you're done, that's the song. But if you want to learn some licks, stick around too. All right. So let's start with the G chord. So what you can do here on the G chord is you're gonna kind of strum down, and then you're gonna hammer on from open A to the 2nd fret of the A, hammer onto the D string, open 2nd fret, and come back and play the 2nd fret of the A string and an open D. So it goes. Okay, and then you can switch to a D chord. Now the only thing I really do with this one, you got 2 options here. You can kind of hammer on your first finger onto that 2nd fret of the G string, or you can, and you can do this in both ways, I suppose. You can then use your pinky to do the 3rd fret of the high E. All right, and then you're transitioning to an A minor. All right, and the way to do this, you hear this in the song. So sorry for the loud cars, fun time. So when you're coming out of that D, what that is you're hammering on open A to the 2nd fret A, and then you're playing an open D. And then you go back to an open A and strum down an A minor chord. So and then when you're going to a C, it's just a classic walk up. So what that is hammer on from an open A to the 2nd fret of the A, D, open D string, and then you strum down to a C. So we put those together. And then for our C chord, what we can do is is you can kind of hammer on to the 2nd fret of the D, and then hammer on the 2nd fret of the G and pull off. Then you're back to the start. And the only other thing that sometimes is fun to do is to throw this little lick in here. What that is when you're going from a D to an A minor, you can throw it in there. You're gonna slide down with your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G up to the 4th fret of the G, and then put your pointer finger down on the 3rd fret of the B. And then you're gonna slide your middle finger of that G. So you're gonna. So you're sliding your your middle finger from the 4th fret of the G back up, down to the 2nd fret of the G, and then you're pulling off, playing an open G and a 2nd fret of the D string. So it goes. Into the A minor. All right, so that's the entirety of the song. So let me know in the comments below if you found that helpful, and I'll see you next time.